Hey, Gary Guth here with bagpipelessons.net. We talk about blowing and squeezing and tuning the chanter and all of that kind of stuff. But what if you huff and puff and you're a regular huffer and puffer and you still can't blow it? Okay, so, you know, the whole thing about playing the bagpipe before you actually blow it uh, is to make sure that your bagpipe is efficient. Okay, and so what you need to do is you need to take the bag cover off, take everything apart, and see if you can turn the stocks in the bag. I mean, if you can turn the stocks, then you have a leak right there. So you check all of your stocks. The second thing you need to do is you need to make sure that all the joints going into the stocks are all hand tight. You should have you should be able, you have to turn it, use both hands to turn it to make it come out. Okay. The other thing is that, okay, so I've taken one of my tenor drones off, and so when you're putting a reed in, what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you put the reed in like this, that it's in tight enough so that you can go like this. Okay, so if you can go like this, the reed isn't going to drop into the bag while you're playing. That's nothing worse than being embarrassed because your bagpipe loses compression during your set. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's nice and tight like this. And then on the top should be finger tight, so you can move it up and down with your fingers while you're tuning. Okay, but another problem that people have sometimes is that when they blow on the reed, okay, let's say you get the reed from the factory, and they have like a preset setting for you to use. But what I found over the years is that I don't want a loud blaring drone reed, so I push the bridle back because I want to give you an example of what that is. Okay, so if I go like this, I've got a real loud drone reed. And besides that, it takes a lot of air to make that drone reed work. Okay, and if I'm huffing and puffing already, trying to get my three drones and my chanter going, I need to do something about this. Okay, so what you do is you take the bridle. See this band right here, and this is a Selby drone reed. I love this drone reed. This is a great product. Okay, but what I like about it is it's easy to adjust. Okay, so um, the other thing is my tuning screw is all the way down, and I'll show you what that's for later. But the bridle does two things to the reed. It controls the loudness of the reed and the pitch of the reed. Okay, so what my goal is, I want a nice mellow drone sound. I don't want a loud blaring one. I want a nice mellow one. Okay, so I'm going to move the bridle. I'm just going to inch it down a little bit like this, and the goal is to be able to get a sound with the least amount of tongue length right here. This is from the bridle to the end. This is the tongue length. Okay, so I move the bridle down. Let's see. As you can see, that's a lot mellower than it was before, but when I blow, it goes off. Okay, so now I'm going to move it back the other way, just like this, just a little bit at a time, like this. That's all it takes. It's all you have to do. Okay, so I moved it up until I got to a point. Now, if you move it up too far and you try blowing on it and you don't get any sound at all, then you just kind of inch it back. Okay, but the goal in playing drone reeds is to play with the least amount of tongue. Okay, if you can play with the least amount of tongue space from the bridle to the end of the reed, you're going to get a mellower tone, and it's going to take you a lot less air to make it happen. Okay, so the other thing that happens too is that as I'm making the tongue shorter, I'm raising the pitch of the reed, which means You know, if it turns out when I put this in, I'm tuning it to my chanter that it's tuning way up here like this above the hemp line, then what I do is I make the reed longer. Okay, so on the Selby drone reed, I've got a lock screw like this. I can unscrew it out like this, move the lock screw in. Okay, so I've now made the reed longer. Okay, and most drone reeds work like this. Okay, so this is a pretty good one to learn on. Anyway, that's it for today. You should do that. You should do this on all three of your drone reeds, the two tenors and the bass. You know what? If the ergo is efficient when it's being used in the pipes, you're going to enjoy playing it a lot better. You know, the biggest problem with playing the bagpipes, in my humble opinion, is it's a mental issue. You know, people who are struggling to blow a set of bagpipes don't blow them for very long. And so they never build the strength needed to really get to play it. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make the bagpipe a nice, easy instrument to blow and squeeze so you get the enjoyment out of it now. Okay, and then you want to play it. And the more you play it, the better you become, the better the sound, the stronger reeds you can use eventually later to improve the tone. You know, it's what it is. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. Gary Guth with bagpipelessons.net. Have a great day.